Well, first off, thanks everybody for joining us on this Monday night, the first Monday of the month of October. Unbelievable how fast time is going by. And so what we want to do tonight is I want to really just hopefully get everybody on the right page, get us on the right track, and get everybody focused because this could be really a great push week, and a great push week would be something that we can all go out, put in maybe a little bit of extra effort. And the reason why I say that, everybody, is the timing is really perfect for where we are right now. Sincerely, people are everywhere they go. People are concerned about money. They're concerned about inflation, and so I think it's time that we all really just kind of embrace that and not worry about what people think, or not go out there and try and push or sell or do anything, but just really get ourselves into activity, get ourselves pumped up and excited, because it's really a transference of enthusiasm when we're out there sharing this with other people. If we're excited and we're not throwing up on them or invading their personal space, but they can see that it's genuine enthusiasm within us, that's going to be something that's going to really that's going to ignite them. That's going to get them fired up. And so I'm going to get into a presentation here, and I want everybody to consider this. And this training is going to be really more geared for those people who want to build a business here. So if you're looking at this and you're considering, you know what, I just want to get a membership and I just want to maybe go at my pace, maybe I'll share it with some people, maybe I won't. Hey, that's perfectly okay. There's no right or wrong answer to that. What I do want to stress, though, is for those people who do want to take this to the next level, to go out there and really kind of give your family an excellent comfort level to be able to drive additional income that you can then turn into gold or silver, whatever else you'd like to do with it. I want to show you how you can actually go about doing that. So I'm going to share this with you. First off, I want everybody to consider this. How high do you really want to go in your business? How high do each of you want to take your business? And it's going to start here. For example, this is the 7K elevator. Now, as you're coming to the 7K elevator, this is where you start your journey. This is when you enroll for your membership. And, you don't know where necessarily it's going to take you, but you just would like to go to the top or as high up as you want to go, because everybody's welcome to go all the way to the top here. Everybody's going to be assisted in going all the way to the top here. However, you can choose which floor that you want to get off on. And so that's something that, again, everybody wants to keep that in mind. And got a couple people in the waiting room that I'm going to let in here. Hold on. Okay. And so, all right. So this is the question that everybody needs to ask ourselves. And this is important. I don't know if everybody's going to get the analogy here, but you have to determine which floor that you want to get off. Where are you happy? What sort of income level are you content with? Are you happy with associate, where you just simply go out there and you introduce one left, one right, and you can make up to $500 a week? If that's the case, you're going to get off on the first floor. If you're on the second floor, maybe you're a copper, maybe you want to make up to $1,000 a week. Well, that's where you'd get off. This is where everybody needs to really take a look at yourself in terms of what you want, but also the way that you're mentally thinking. And what I mean by that is this. In our brains, we have a certain limit. We have a cap in terms of how high we allow ourselves to go before it steps outside of our comfort zone. For example, if you've been making $50,000 a year for a good portion of your life, you're probably going to be sitting there thinking, well, $7,000 a week just does not seem feasible. Maybe you want it, but in your mind, it's just not a reality. And so what happens, everybody, is unless oftentimes you're personally growing, even though you may want to get off on a higher floor, your activity and also your personal mentality, your personal mindset might be limiting you to stop in terms of where you're going to get off, or in other words, where you're going to be comfortable for that income level. So that for that person who's maybe making $50,000 a year annually at their regular job, and they get to something where they're making $2,000 a week, maybe at bronze, they might be content with that. They're like, wow, I've never made this before in my life. This is more than I've been making at my job. I'm good here. And maybe they would like to possibly go up to gold, but they're just not striving for it because it's already allowed them to stretch. And so this is, again, where do you want to be? It's important that you identify that and that you allow your mentality and your personal development to help your brain to grow, to build yourself up into that position so that you're expecting that, or it's not going to be something that's uncomfortable, so that subconsciously you don't start kind of sabotaging yourself to bring yourself back down to your financial comfort level. because everybody can have whatever we want here. I'm serious about this. Our income level can be whatever you want. It's not about you doing anything differently than when you went out there and got yourself to associate, except you teach other people to duplicate what you did. And that's it. And if you were to do that, and if each one of us were to do that, then the sky is the limit in terms of what our income is that we can make. Now, you can stop wherever you want. There's no right or wrong, everybody. No one's going to look negatively upon you in any at any sort of floor or rank that you decide is good for you. So again, just please understand, no one's judging you, but let the people know who are part of your support team, where do you want to be? I'll tell you why, because we are looking for the ones who maybe want to go to a higher floor. We're going to help everybody. We're going to help you no matter where you want to go. We want to help you to hit your goals. So if your goal is associate, let's work together and help you to do that. If your goal is copper, let's focus on helping you to get to that. That's really kind of the structure that we want to help everybody to focus on, is the copper structure. Because if we help people to get to copper, it's going to help them to hit these other ranks as well. So let's consider this. In order for you to attain and maintain a rank, because it's very important, we don't just want to get there and get that one-time recognition for it. We want to keep staying there so we can keep the income potential there. Well, first and foremost, you need to personally introduce 2 members, 1 left, 1 right. You're going to need a few extras if you want to move up beyond associate. However, of all those members that you introduce on the 1 left and 1 right, you need at least 1 on each side who wants to at least go to the floor, or in this case, the rank directly below you. In other words, let me demonstrate. A gold would need 2 silvers, plus some additional memberships themselves. A silver would need 2 bronzes. They'd need a bronze on the left and a bronze on the right that they personally introduced. Okay, turn this off. A bronze would need 2 coppers. Our copper would need 2 associates, and of course, an associate enrolls 2. So really the magic number is 2, everybody. But if you're looking to move beyond $500 a week, then you need to identify who's going to be the one on my left, who's going to be the one on my right, who wants to move up the elevator with me, at least to a floor, at least 1 position below where I want to get. Here is the tracker that we've been using, okay? Or any tracker that you want that's a copper tracker, use that. This here has the instructions, and there's no chronological order in terms of how these need to get done. But you want to first off advance to associate with your first 2 positions there, I guess I should say, your first 2 memberships that you introduce. Then at some point, you want to introduce 2 more members yourself personally, and then help one of those 2 on each side to get their 2 personals. If you do that, you are a copper. If you want to get to bronze, you help a person on your left do this, you help a person on your right do that. If you want to get to silver, you help 2 people get to bronze. And how do you get to bronze? Same way I just described. You use this as really your foundation to track who's going to move up. But you have to, again, understand, where do people want to get off the elevator? And this is important because I might be sitting there. I might introduce, for example, Kathy. Kathy might come in and I'm like, okay, Kathy's going to take me to silver. I'm going to silver. But in Kathy's mind, she might be contented. Hey, I could just use an extra $500, $500 a month, $500 a week. That would be awesome. I'm good with that. So I need to understand where she's at for a couple of reasons. I don't want to push her. I don't want to push someone who's just coming in who's content with that, because we want these people who are just wanting to go out there and get $500 a week. I'll tell you, those are the masses, everybody. Do you know how many lives that we will change if we're helping people to get even $500 a month? So we want to help people, meet them where they're at. We want to help them get to where they want to go. However, we're always looking for that person who wants to be a little bit hungrier and create a little bit more for themselves. And again, that's going to be the person that can help you take you up the ranks. So here are the quickest way that you can get up the ranks. First off, determine the floor where you're content to stop. Now, hopefully you've got a drive in you that's going to help you to keep moving. And if you don't, then obviously surround yourself with like-minded people. Surround yourself with people who are ambitious, who are pushing you, and get a workout partner. Get a workout partner who really kind of mirrors and matches your drive and your incentive, and they want to move up. They don't even have to be in your team. They could be sidelined to you. It's just someone that you can get on the phone with and just say, hey, listen, did you get your activity in today? Did you get your activity in today? And it keeps you moving. So again, if you don't know how to really expand your thinking, I'm going to show you here in just a second. So you want to determine where you're content to stop, or at least your minimal goal that you want to get to. Secondly, set a goal date to achieve it. Now, this is not going to be in stone, but it is going to be something that you're going to push yourself to get. And it sometimes makes, it's a little bit outside of your comfort zone, maybe, but it's going to be fun. That's the way we need to shift our thinking as to when we're sharing this with people, we know we're doing them a service. So we're making it fun. We're not making it so we're all stressed out. Oh, I got to go talk to people. I got to get people. I got to get it in by this date. If I don't get it in, that's not what it's about. It's designed for us to go out there and just be thinking, you know what? Hey, listen, I got a blessing here. And the faster that I can get people to see this, the more time I'm giving them to take advantage of getting gold and silver. That's my urgency. And that should be your urgency. Our urgency is how fast can we get this info to people without blowing them out of the water, without sounding like a bunch of weirdos running up blah, blah, like this or anything like that, but just getting them into this system so they can see exactly how they can go out there protecting their family and protecting their money. So set a goal date, and this really comes down to activity. How many people are you going to share with on a regular basis? Doesn't take long. Doesn't take long at all. We've got videos of Danielle seriously in 2 minutes doing a quick exposure just on a whim. It's pretty amazing. You don't need to say a whole lot, everybody. All we are is the messenger getting them to the table. Third, start sharing, okay? Once you determine where you want to go, you've got a goal date. Now it's time to get into action. We have to go out there and start finding people to talk to. And I'll tell you, I'm going to do a shout out to Fred on here, who did an outstanding training this morning on our call to action Zoom, in which he was talking about ways that he was actually getting motivated from someone that we both mutually know, who was doing some, just ways to encourage him to get in his 5 calls. And I'm not going to steal his thunder because I'm going to have Fred do that training here in the near future. You can need to hear it if you didn't hear it this morning. It was outstanding. But it really, really kind of shows you it's the person who's forcing themselves to do the activity who are going to be getting the numbers to get to where they want to be and to finding the right ones without pushing people to be somewhere they don't want to be. Our mindset, offer to anyone, but you're looking for and identifying your leader, who's someone who's hungry and coachable. In other words, I might have someone who just said, I just want to, I don't want to share. Some people are saying, well, I don't want to talk to that person. I want to find the other one who wants to run with this. They're only going to be a standard membership. You don't want to do that, everybody. You want to give everybody the respect and understand that, hey, this membership is something that's going to give them some tremendous value. Let's get them started. Let's get them plugged into besttrainingtips.com or whatever it is that your training site may be that shows the step-by-step instructions on how to maximize each benefit. So they're getting the full bang for their buck. That's a person who's going to renew their membership next year. If they're using those membership benefits, everybody, they're going to renew next year because they're not going to want to be without those benefits once they've already had the chance to taste them. So keep that in mind. That's important. Don't just throw people in, say, okay, let's go get them. Go out and get them plugged in. And on Best Training Tips under the member site, it shows them how to access and set up every single member benefit through a series of YouTube videos. So utilize that, okay? But in the meantime, you're also plugging your team into the rhythm as you start bringing people on board your team. It's not just about getting people on board and saying, okay, go make your list and start talking to people. They have to be around an environment. They have to be around a community. When we were doing testimonials, we do them quite often on different Zooms that we do. And every single time, the most common denominator is I love the community here. I love the community here. People want to be part of a community. So if we're leaving people, and we've even got a call today from someone who was saying, you know what, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. We had sent them the instructions on what to do. We'd given them the email. They had that in their possession, but they had not plugged in to the different events. They'd not plugged into the rhythm and been around the energy. It's the same thing with people. If you took them from working a job at their regular workplace and then you put them at home, sometimes it's hard to get them to work because you don't have that person standing over them. You don't know how they're utilizing their time. But it's something, again, it's very, very important. This requires discipline on each of our parts. Are you plugged into the rhythm? Are you getting on the trainings? Are you plugging yourself into the consistent activity each week that's becoming a habit that's it doesn't take a lot of time, but it's going to keep you in the energy. If you get out in the cynical world, it's just like if you're listening to the news every night, you're going to go to bed depressed. And you're going to be thinking, oh, this is horrible. It's horrible. But if you're around a group of like-minded people who are optimistic and are really doing productive things together, we're creating a community that, even think about this, everybody, even if our entire money system fell apart, every single one of us have different sorts of skills and trades and things that we can offer to each other. With our Sound Money wallet, we could be transferring fractional amounts of gold and silver between each other as members. We could keep our community going, even in the worst financial disaster. Think about that. That's powerful. So get your team plugged into the rhythm. How many people do you have on this training tonight? How many people do you have on the presentations that we do, that Kathy does on Thursday nights? How many people do you have plugged in to that rhythm? Because it's your crew. How many people on your crew? If you've got a large crew that's all doing things together, it works incredibly well. You don't want to get into management mode. I see that happen a lot to people. Okay, I got somebody, now I got to stop talking to people. I got to focus on them. And I have to tell you, everybody, the mentality you want to be thinking, and this is not cold-hearted, but this is seriously, it's showing a way that you're going to create a sense of urgency and a fear of loss for your new person. Is as soon as I recruit you, or as soon as I introduce you, I'm replacing you. And that does not mean I'm not going to work with you and help you. It means I'm still going out there looking for the next person who sees what I see. I'm not waiting on you. I'm continuing to go out there and work regardless of whether you want to plug in. You want to plug in, hey, great. Let's put together a list. Let's get you into activity. I'll be right there. I'll do the presentation. We'll help you do everything. Get you your first 2 people. Let's do it. But I'm not going to sit and put my business in neutral and wait for you. I'm going to continue to go out there and look. And that's the mentality that you want to have as well. You want to, and this is, we've talked about this multiple times, identify who is that personally sponsored leader on your left and the one on the right who wants to at least go to the next level. And they want to do it within your time range, not maybe 2 years down the road and you want to do it in 90 days. Maybe you're running for that silver bar. Well, you got a 90-day limit or 90-day window to get that silver bar when you first get enrolled as a member. So you don't want someone who's going to want to get to bronze in the next 180 days. You're going to want someone who might maybe want to get there sooner. And also, don't let your minimums be your maximums. What do I mean by that? Sometimes people they'll turn off when they get to a certain number. Like, I'm going to talk to 5 people a day. And they'll go out there and they're not even thinking about it. And they're talking to 5 people, but in their mind, they're thinking, okay, that's my 5. And they turn themselves off. And I would encourage everybody, don't let your minimum stop you. Let that be your minimum. If you say, I'm going to talk to 2 new people today, make that your minimum, but don't stop at that. Keep your antenna up, keep listening, because there's people all around us every day, everywhere. I mean, go and look at these videos of these where people are being offered a 100-ounce bar of silver, a 100-ounce bar of silver, or a chocolate bar. And they're taking a chocolate bar every single time. It blows my mind. And that's even recently. I mean, seriously, everybody, there are people that have no idea what's going on. Our role is to educate them. Our role is to get them in front of this information so they can understand it. Now, here's what I want everybody to read if you've not read it yet. If you want to expand and you want to move up that rank, advance, that move up the elevator, okay, this book will help you. Because a lot of times we have these limitations in our mind, as I was mentioning, that's stopping us, that start making us sabotage ourselves by not showing up, not doing the activity that got us there in the first place. Because in our mind, we put a mental block or a mental ceiling on how far that we can really grow that's within our comfort zone. But your mind is like a rubber band. And if you keep stretching a rubber band, it will never go back to the way it was before. That's why this book is so outstanding. Expand your thinking and expect some greater things. This book is outstanding. It's very simple read. It's excellent. It's very entertaining. So I encourage people, go out there and start expanding your mind. Every single person on here is capable of whatever it is that you seriously want, whatever you've dreamed of, you can have it. But you've got these limitations. We have this prison in our mind that we lock ourselves in because of past experiences, because of comparing ourselves to other people. And I mean, it's terrible. We can go out there and we can have so much more. You can have so much more. You bring special gifts to the table, make those gifts be maximized to your best ability. Money does not mean success, but if that's what you're looking for, you can have it. If you're looking for time freedom, you can have it. So what would you do if money were no object? Take the time after this Zoom to go and write this down. What would you seriously do? And I mean, make a dream list. Make a master dream list and do it with your family and just say, listen, what would we do if we had all the money in the world? We didn't have to worry about money for things. We could say, hey, listen, you can take a vacation anywhere. You can have any sort of home. What would you do? What would you do? Make sure it's something that's emotional, not just things that I'd pay off the bills. You know, maybe that's a feeling of relief, but it's not the sort of passion or drive. You can have so much more than that, so much more than that. So what would you do? Do this with your family. Let them start dreaming again. You know, I believe it or not, I used to be a preschool teacher when I was in college. And you sit there and you listen to some of these kids, and their minds are so wide open to the possibilities of what they can achieve. But as they start growing up, they start getting told, you can't do that. That's not realistic. Even teachers are sitting there holding people back from their limitless potential in terms of their dreams of whatever they might want to do with their careers and so forth at such a young age. And it's too bad of that. It's something I think, obviously, we want to help encourage kids to go out there and have that entrepreneurial spirit. That's what's going to give them the freedom as they get older. Okay. So here's another thing, everybody. Write a vision statement for yourself, a vision statement. Now, what is a vision statement? A vision statement is where you're going to imagine a future specific date. So this could be your birthday 5 years down the road from now. Okay. 1 year down from the road from now, whatever you want to make it be. Okay. You want to make it realistic. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to write a day of your life in present tense as if it's happening. Today, I went to the store and I did this. Today, I hopped on my private jet and I did this. Okay. Write a day in your life like it's a diary entry, but write it like it's happened or that it's happening today. This is what I'm going to do today, or this is what I did today, looking back. This sort of thing, everybody, will seriously help you to, again, expand your mind. I learned this, and this is powerful stuff. If you want great things, you have to imagine and see great things. And so, again, the sky is the limit as to what you can do here. And also look at it daily. You want to see this, so put it in your mind. Don't just, what I've seen everybody do is they take it, oh, that's beautiful, this is awesome, slip it in the desk, I'll see it next year if I happen to clean my desk out. Or, you know what, it's a beautiful, beautiful dream board, let's stick it in the closet, there's not really any room on the wall. So that doesn't do any good if we're not looking at it every day and envisioning that as a reality. So let's go out there and make this a reality for every single one of us. The only way any one of us wins is if we help other people win, and let's all win together. You know what? It would draw so many people to say, wow, what's happening over there? Average people are winning. Average people are getting their lives changed over there with really a necessary and needed membership. Okay, so who do you know? I'm going to ask you again, and if you have a piece of paper, start writing right now. Please grab a pen and paper if you don't. Take the time to do this, okay? And do this beyond this Zoom, but I'm just going to take a couple minutes here. Who do you know who's a little dissatisfied with their job or a little bit dissatisfied with what's going on in their lives right now? Who do you know? Start writing names, everybody. I don't know if you are or not. I've turned off the screen so I can't see anybody. I'm hoping that you are, because I'm doing this for a purpose. I'm helping you to go out there and get closer to your vision of whatever it is that you're dreaming for, whatever your end destination is. I'm pushing you a little bit to get it done right now. And some people are going to go, oh yeah, this is great, you know, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. No, you won't. I know most people. I know myself. I wouldn't do it later. I do it now. And that's why I encourage you to do it now. Who do you know who likes to spend more time with family? Who do you know who really would love to be around their family more? Who do you know who'd love to work and be around their family? You know, Danielle and I seriously are probably together 24/7. Now, that might sometimes drive us crazy, but at the same time, we're a close-knit family. And even with the kids, they're all part of it. It's awesome. And so anybody can have whatever you want. People go and they work 70-hour work weeks away from their family to take care of their family. This is your chance to do that. Who do you know wants more time freedom? Okay, write it down. Okay, again, this is powerful stuff. If you understand that the names on your list right now, it's not so much that you know them, it's who they know. Who do they know? And even though they may not be your personal, they can bring a lot of points in. Who do you know who likes material possessions, such as this? Okay, who do you know who wants freedom? Okay, you know, anybody who's just, oh, I just want to be, I'm so sick, I just want freedom, don't want anybody telling me what to do. Who do you know who likes that? Who do you know who wants security? Who do you know who just wants to, again, have security? They don't have to worry about things. Who do you know? Put them on paper, everybody, and then let's start reaching out sincerely. The only way that we're going to be able to change their lives is if they know about this. And most people don't have any idea. They have no idea. You are blessing them. It's kind of like the same way when you have to give a dog pills from the vet. You know, maybe they need pills. Hopefully only if they need pills, obviously. But, you know, you ever try and give a dog a pill, it seems like you can throw it in their food and they'll have it all mixed up, and all of a sudden the bowl will be empty, but there's a pill left. Somehow they managed to get the pill out from their mouth and drop it back in the bowl. So you got to get that pill down the dog's throat. And sometimes I've seen it, and I've had to do it, where you have to hold the dog like this and drop the pill and then start going like this to the throat and hoping that they swallow it and then swallow it. Now the dog hates it. Dog doesn't want that, but you know that it's in the dog's best interest in many cases. Okay. And so you do it because, you know, maybe it's helping to get rid of that infection that the dog might have. You know, our dog had a UTI here a short time ago, now taking just a couple of things for it, and he's getting much better. So, you know, but the dog doesn't want to take the pill, but it's going to be the best thing for the dog. Okay. And so here's something I want everybody to consider this as well. I want you to hear this. This is powerful. If this, well, here, actually, it's not hear this. This is what I want everybody to do with the people that you have in your team. Start asking, who has both feet in the boat? Okay. As you're building your team, you know, you're going to find people just want to be members. You're going to find people who want to run. But who has both feet in the boat? What I mean by that is who's all in, who wants to run, who wants to go out there and make a life change, who wants to really take this seriously. And I'm not meaning a lot of time. I mean consistency, plugging in consistently, even just an hour a day. An hour a day could transform your life here. I'm not kidding. If you're doing the right activity, absolutely could. Well, what are you doing during that hour? So who has both feet in the boat in your team? Here's my question. Do you? Do you have both feet in the boat? You're not going to find people with both feet in the boat unless you have both feet in the boat. And again, you can go at whatever pace that you want to, everybody, but you're going to attract really what you are in many cases. So if you're out there and you're fired up, you're going to attract that person who's fired up. If you're out there and you're just casual, it's just like, hey, if they come to me, they come to me. You're probably not going to introduce that person who's going to be the superstar. You may, but it may not happen. Okay. So you have to be the person that you want to attract. Also, who's willing to plug into the rhythm? Who's willing to plug into that system and make this thing work? That consistency. If you have your team working in conjunction and all pistons are firing all in the same cylinder, it's perfect. Just think about that. So who on your team is willing to plug into the rhythm? Are you? Are you willing to plug into the rhythm? Are you showing up? These are the questions we all want to ask ourselves. And we also want to ask this of other people within our team. Because in order for us to identify who's that one on my left and who's that one on my right, we have to see if they're plugged into the rhythm. Now, I want everybody to see this because what I'm about to show you, and some of you have seen this before, but this is pretty powerful. This is going to show you what happens when you have a team that's completely, when they first get started and everybody's all over the place. But if you just start incorporating a rhythm, what can happen? What can happen? The magic of this. So just check this out. went off. I don't know if everybody can see it. All right. Now that goes on for another 30 seconds, but I think everybody, hopefully you get the point here. When we all get started, seriously, if we don't create a rhythm together, we're just going to be just like all of these things when they were all going all over the place. But when you get into a rhythm, it is amazing what it will happen for every single one of our businesses. If we're all plugged in and we're seeing our different Zooms constantly grow, if we're doing our local events, I'm going to tell you what, everybody, every single one of our lives on here can change, and you'll be changing a lot of lives in the process. So here is what we have as on besttrainingtips.com. Again, you might have your own team training site, but we have a link to all of these different, this is part of our rhythm. You can plug in and just click on these, and this will take you right into that Zoom. So for example, every Monday through Friday, we do have a 15-minute call to action Zoom. There's coffee with Curtis at 11 a.m. Then we have, this is our team training. There are people on here right now who just went to that website and clicked on this and came right into this site. Same thing with all these, and it goes throughout the week for other different events. So you've got the rhythm there, you've got the calendar, so you know what's there for you in terms of events that you can plug into. You also want to be reaching up to your upline as well. I'll tell you, as having a pretty large team, it's not something that we find, again, that we have time to necessarily reach out and do a large team. We're looking for those ones who are reaching up to us. Some people sometimes are like, well, I don't want to bother you. We want you to bother us. If you want this, then reach up to us, please. You know, every one of us have lives and things like that. And so we look for the ones who kind of go out of their way. Now, here are a couple of Facebook groups. So again, you might have another team Facebook group from your team, but we have 7K Freedom Family, which is our team information, our recognition, our training. These are for current members. Now, this other site, which was just created, and this is a great idea. We've seen this happen in another company. This is called Real Money, Real Simple. This is a generic gold and silver informational Facebook page that people go in there, just share different sorts of gold and silver or money stories. It's all generic. It's not 7K. It's just basically organic stories. But I'll tell you what, if you were to put a prospect in there, upon you asking them, of course, not just throwing them in there, but asking them if they could want to join and take a look, they're going to see a whole bunch of reasons why they would need gold and silver. This works incredibly well. You can find out again from your support team about how these groups work. Home parties are the secret weapon, everybody, sincerely. I will tell you this. There was a company that we were with. It was a skincare company. Now, I'm a guy doing skincare. I want everybody to think about that. Guy doing skincare. I was not one of the first ones in the company. I came in, well, actually I was, but I didn't really do anything for over a year. But I saw some guy friends of mine, and these guys came in, zero experience in skincare, but they went out there and they built a massive team, and they were really in desperation mode at the time. But I will tell you, they went out there and they did that. And seriously, I'm not kidding. They started in, I think it was September, and by December, they had already hit the highest position in the company, in a skincare company. And you know what they did? You know how it was tracked? They tracked the number of parties that they did, home parties. And their product was something that they wouldn't even be able to see if it worked for over a week. And we have something here, everybody, that we could bring in collectibles and have people literally be able to hold a collectible in their hand, or hold silver that you'd gotten from the Sound Money wallet in their hand. There's nothing more powerful. And if we went out there and we started tracking how many home parties are going on within my team, and we did our own, and we committed to, and it doesn't even matter if no one shows up, it's getting people to do the activity. It's creating synergy, it's creating fun. And I think it was, I can't remember who it was who mentioned it, but it was on, I think it might have been this morning. I think it was Fred. He mentioned on events.com or something like that. You can go and you can actually see that they're expecting the event spaces to really start overwhelmingly get booked because people had all this time that they were isolated. Now they want to be together. This is the perfect time for us to start incorporating home parties into our system. And this is the way it works, everybody. I just want to share this last slide here because we have our weekly Zooms and our weekly meetings. And sometimes people say, oh, you know, we have one on Wednesday, Kathy has one on Thursday. There might be others going on different days and so forth. Even when we do a blitz on a Saturday, I don't sometimes tell people right away because I don't want people on Monday thinking I got to build into Saturday. I want people on Monday doing something to share information on a Monday. That's what all of these different little blocks are, is these are videos that were sent. These are drip videos. These are sit downs we're doing, maybe private Zooms we're doing during the week. Maybe we're doing our home parties. We're doing three-way calls. They all lead into that weekly Zoom. Because imagine if you invited someone, for example, to the Wednesday, whoops, looks like my battery's going to die here pretty soon. If we invited everybody to our Wednesday overview and they didn't show up, well, what am I going to do? Well, I guess I got to invite them next Wednesday. So now I've got once a week that I'm inviting into something. Plus, the other thing I find is that more spontaneity tends to get better results. Like when I'm just saying, hey, listen, let's do it now. I'll tend to get people like on a Zoom. I'll call up friends and I'll say, listen, what are you doing now? Can you hop on a Zoom? I got something you need to see. And I'm having a heck of a lot more success doing that than saying, hey, can you join me on Friday and do this? Let's do it now. That urgency of doing it now has been working very, very well for me. And I'll tell you, there are so many ways that we can share this with people. It really comes down to the consistency. Now, this is what we're using for our overviews. Now, I'm not sending everybody this website. I'm walking people through the videos on here. These have stories. These have a message from the CEO. This has a 1, 2, 3 system of which people learn about the problem. They learn about our membership, and then they can learn how they can get paid as well if they like that. But it's been a very simple system that's worked for us. And by just simply going out there and sharing this with people, everybody, we're creating a rhythm. It all comes down to we all support each other. It doesn't matter whose team you're on. You edify and support one another because it creates a community that people want to be a part of. And I'll tell you what, everybody, this can seriously transform your life. This is the time of the year that people are looking for something. And there's never been more demand than what we have with our particular product, which in this case is a membership that offers amazing benefit. And it is a steal at $500. Do you know that in the Zoom link alone, that Zoom account that we get through our 7K membership, if you were to get that through Zoom, it would cost you over $100. It'd be like 150 because I know someone who had the plan. 150 a month, and we're getting it for 13 a month. That right there is saving them 2 memberships. I mean, it's just crazy. So I want everybody to just really understand. Hopefully what you got out of this was to understand you can go wherever you want to go, but you got to determine how high you want to take this and then put together a plan of action and identify those in your team who want to go. If they don't want to go, or if their words are saying they want to go, but their actions aren't, then find the other person or go out there and find a person who wants to run with you at your pace. Because seriously, everybody, this is our time to shine. This is your time to shine. This is your time to be the best you can be. Don't worry about anything. Have fun with this. Make this world your playground. Go out there and bless other people with this. So hopefully that helped with everybody in terms of giving you something. And I'll wrap up with that. But my battery on my computer is going to die any moment. So I'll just kind of close with that. But does anybody have any questions that you wanted to ask real quick? And as long as my battery doesn't die, I'll be okay. Oh, Ed, buddy, how are you, buddy? Feel free to unmute.
There we go. What was the other Facebook group besides 7K Freedom Family?
Real Money, Real Simple.
Okay. That's all I needed.
That one's good. That's going to be great for every one of us, everybody. I've seen it happen. It'll be really good. Okay, Sharon.
Hi, Mark. I think you mentioned just now that there's a discount available to members for Zoom. Is that correct?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, I'll look into it.
Yeah, how you get to it, just so you know, is you go to your menu and then you go to links, which is in your menu, and you'll see video conferencing.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Zoom. It won't be called Zoom, but it is Zoom.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right, buddy, you got one more?
Yes. I had a discussion with my best friend last weekend, and she was wondering, how do you convert this silver to currency that you can use out in the public? Is there an answer for that yet?
Well, I mean, you can convert it to US dollars right now when if it's in your sound money wallet and you're just liquidate it with a touch of a button. But after if the dollar were to fall apart, I don't know what currency we're going to have. So what we're going to be doing is transferring and using our debit card, which is going to be attached to our sound money wallet, but also using our wallet to transfer between members, and we'll do it that way. Danielle, did you have something you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, just for the new members, when Mark says you can transfer your silver back to cash, please know that there is a lower buyback than when you bought it. So see your silver bullion in your sound money wallet as your savings, and you're not going to turn that back to cash until the silver has surpassed the buyback has surpassed what you bought it at.
I encourage everybody, watch buyer's certification. Don't just go out and start buying, watch buyer's certification, understand it. Great point, Danielle. Thank you. All right. With that, everybody, I hope that it was helpful. Let's go out there and make this a push week. Push yourself a little bit extra. Go out there and have fun and do this and share this with people and realize, hey, what's the worst that can happen? You planted a seed with someone's mind who didn't understand it before, but now they're going to hear about silver and start seeing it all over the news, and then they come back to you. It always happens. So have fun with this, everybody. I appreciate everybody joining us. Thanks so much. We have, if you're a bronze and above, there's going to be a Zoom coming up here in about roughly 15 minutes from now. And then in an hour and 15 minutes from now is our corporate Zoom. And Christina, did you have something you wanted to ask? I saw you unmuted.
I just wanted to say about the Zoom, because I asked this question, that if you already have a Zoom account, which I do, that will automatically replace your current Zoom. Somehow they do it automatically. So if you sign up for this one with 7K, they'll take into account that they'll merge them and you won't be paying double.
Awesome. And use the same email.
Right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Christina.
I have a quick question. Is the corporate Zoom call, is that good for guests and prospects?
No, that would be something you're going to get in an email. It's just all the updates that happened this past week, recognition of those people who hit certain ranks. I mean, if you have someone there and you want them to watch it with you, you can, but it's not something that if someone hasn't seen anything that I would recommend.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Danielle?
Well, I would just say, if they are already in your funnel, they're a Class A prospect, they're interested, but they still have questions, they want to know more about who we are as a company, then it might be a great invite.
All right, great.
There you go. All right. Well, with that, everybody, I think that's it. Everybody have a wonderful night. Let's go out there and turn this into action. I appreciate everybody taking the time to jump on, and we'll see you all soon. Take care.
Thank you.